In a circle of girls, her girls who pose for her, filthy and moaning, naked on their knees with their hands behind their backs. I hope you don't mind my love, she says. The sky's ash, the grass too, the flowers her teeth and her tongue. Oh, I don't mind, I say. I don't mind at all. Dementia, melancholy, softly enameled. I don't give a fuck. It lights me up, crushed like stones circling, flies in a rage. I'm lifting my mask, scratched, slashed, nailed in my mouth. A sun's thick blood smears my wounds. Like ships leaning together, licking each other's shoulders, in jungles chained together, crumbling. In the corners of my brain and my mouth, the sun's behind you. You are tall and dark. I am crying. I want to fuck you crying. Alright, so my new book's come out, and I'm really excited about that, and doing readings, and blogging, and acting like an idiot on Twitter, and things like that. At the same time, I'm kind of a little jaded and tired by it, so I'm just ready to put my head in a noose and smash the guitar and get off stage. Not quite yet, though. I'm lost, and I'm lost, but I'm in a room with the president, and he's on his knees, a long, thin, curved penis, and I'm talking him into orgasm. Hey, you're that guy, he whispers, who shoves souls up into his crotch. Buildings shimmer violently outside the window, like a fetus slow and heavy. Yes, that's me, I sigh. Yes, that's me. Bits of cum are falling everywhere. Prayers ought to be castrated. Stand in the corner and taste my piss. Huge and silver condors vomiting. Stiff, gorgeous, pregnant ablaze. Splintering back into my pale veins, like angels with long red hair. An old woman. No, look closely and see, she's just a child. Bends over to pick at a small gray flower. This might be happening inside a star, or the shadow of a tank topped with a soldier. And look, he's floating on down. And look, he's reaching for her. And look, I've thrown up all over them. Marble, tequila, rotted, flapping, in the wind in its green, pink Caesars. You did up my hair, holding it tight like I liked, and even tighter as I cried out suddenly, glancing over at a fetus in a jar, as though it could save me, crawl back into me and fill me with milk. Children hands locked, dancing all around my gleaming body. You painted me, and jeweled me, posed me in bed, dead but reaching up still, lips parted slightly, shining blue. Alright, that was kind of a Frida Kahlo death mask poem for this word. Alright, so after one of my readings, this guy from South Africa came up to me and he was talking to me. And I like that because I grew up there, so it's always nice. And he was like, yeah, man, that was really a great reading. I really enjoyed that. And we spoke some Afrikaans, which was fun too, because I don't speak it very often anymore. And he was like, words like, jou massa moer and vrugte, doos dronk, and gee me die geld. And even counting is fun in Afrikaans, because 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But then he was like, man, no, I really didn't like that poem where you turned yourself into a woman. I didn't like that. I didn't like that poem at all. So anyways, under the moon's tightening wrists, leaning down to pet your dog, you looked up at me and shot the dog in its face. We fucked, and we fucked again. And when I came to, you were sucking me off, like my brain slow and aching. A rat's in a maze. It stops, grows, and it is the maze. Future stopped, coins, chips, and rippling, cash, all bone white. Encrusted with emeralds, stinking, ditched, boiling. I'm on the back of an elephant rubbing my pussy, blooming magic, night after night. Flowers, birds, and sun. Whore's meat hanged on my soul, glowing and moaning, a stabbed cosmos drooling. In San Miguel, I saw a quinceañera girl, in a big white dress, in a bright red car, in front of an old magnificent church. Strangers stopped to take her picture, or paint her portrait, and she waved at them with tremendous poise, like a steel doll, the square behind her filled with balloons and tall sticks of candy. Scraped into rain, the sea's a spider dancing in shit spliced open like skulls and skin in my throat seam and towering up, breasts sprouting, groaning, barking, screaming, ashore tumbling down in drops whitening. Alright, I'm going to go back and read some poems from my book Holy Land, actually, because I like reading those, and they're a little healthier. They're more not so bad Caesar, less Caligula type. Kind of violent poem. There's a child in a ditch by the side of the road. She's the source of every drop of blood. Shadows, knives, machetes, angels sharpening the horns of beasts you'll never see. Over the long, dazzling fields they come, one small piece of time, chained to the next, howling and deep. They stomp and they spit. You belong to them. It doesn't matter how much you want to stay inside. Make love and float in the bath all day long. The world knows what you want, and it knows what you need. It brings you bodies, and it brings you a gun. There's a baby laid out across her legs, and when you kiss her, it cries, and this excites you, and you kiss harder, and it cries harder and harder and harder, yet, till finally you drop down and suck on its tiny, grasping toes. Alright, and one more from the old book. Driving through the trees, the light sifting through and the leaves blowing all around us, I became the light. Who needs their body? You come from nothing, a man and a woman rolling around in mud, and you return to it, hold each other and kiss. The trees arched over, stars and flowers pulsed, and we floated through. Alright, I'm kind of an atheist. Well, I'm an atheist, 100%. But I have a God gene where I'm charmed by churches and I'm constantly tempted by, stained glass and crosses and such. So I kind of have those two things going together. So egrets clamp down on us with their necks between your breasts and their beaks in my mouth, and then slump forward, cold red and white, like cathedral meat. A child's fingering a hole around us so big it's fired through the sun, the universe our souls. Horses hooked through the neck, terrified, gaunt, and blood-eyed, trickling back down into our wasted bodies. Bursts of laughter, gored and gashed, screaming flapped up through our bones. A rabbi unrolls the Torah, dripping like ballerinas, chiming off groins, buttocks, swallows, and snakes, all swirled in iced hallelujahs. Disappearing in a field of poppies, eternities torn with sunsets, beautiful and charming, rushing all over us, pulled up through our bruises, mussing her curls, peeling the hooks from our back, a goddess delivered, jerked under, ribs buckled, a white yacht. In surges of seized-up shadows, rolled, burned, knifed, and gleaming, we're an ocean full of rocks grinding back into our bodies as we pant, moan, and coax out a last few drops. An owl's flying up with a baby in its claws, because again, we've been delivered. Alright, so I talked before about, when to smash the guitar and get off stage and whatever else, so I'll read you two just quick poems to end this. And the sun goes red, and the sun goes green, dolphins moaning in gangrene, waves heavy as tetanus, and we're led through the twinkling beads, sat down, jerked off, and done with. You can take it, she growls, or leave it, climbed up from the sea, melancholic and hot, clawed away in twilight, the moon's jaw, blue and darkening. And one last one. At the end of her show, she steps forward, spreads out her arms, and proclaims, I'm all yours, boys. And we're devouring her, the queen of desert and of sex, of doctors and of blindness, of mania, mummies and the stillborn, clouds swollen with light, Hispaniola, great big boats, fortified towns choked in smoke, a queen wrapped in bear's fur, staring down on us, and down on us. We're devouring her, and devouring her.